I'm practicing magic. Because I want to be a magician, I've decided, when this whole talk show thing falls apart, which it clearly has done. I think magician's the way to go. And, coincidentally, my first guest tonight is the host of the 2008 World Magic Awards, which are on Wednesday, November the 26th on the My Network TV. Take a look at this.
Last year's Magician of the Year, Hans Klok.
Everybody, Neil Patrick. Oh, Neil, always nice to see you. Hello, my friend.
Well, Craig Ferguson, as I live and breathe.
Ah, no, he diddly-diddly-do. Neil Patrick Harris, Mrs. Harris's big boy. How are you?
Indeed, I'm excellent.
Yeah, good.
My mother's in the house.
Really?
Yeah,
your
they
mother
flew
is
in
here
from Albuquerque.
Really? Oh, they're up
She's
at the back
standing
there
way
of
in the
this
back.
enormous studio.
Next to a
yeah,
guy
you'll never
dressed
see
like
them in the
Elvis.
dark. There's a guy in the net.
That's my mom.
Hello, Mrs. Harris. Hello. All right.
My dad's there too, but they're standing apart from each other because she's kind of got a crush on you.
Really?
A little bit. She has a little. Oh no, now she's sidled up next to Dad.
Are things going okay between them? Are they all right?
Well, I think her crush waned when you did all that pirate action.
Oh,
earlier.
right. I don't know. I like that pirate. I'd be a good pirate. Tell me about magic. I
love magic, man. I've been doing it since I was like 10, 11 years old.
Stop it.
And now I'm on the board of directors at the Hollywood's Magic Castle.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very
That's
much.
actually very prestigious, isn't it, if you're in the world of magic?
Yeah, it's a nice private club for magicians. It's great. We encourage people to become associate members.
Are you a magician yourself? Can you pull chickens out of your trousers and stuff like that?
Can I?
Do you have any chickens in there right now? Don't. Keep them there. Save your magic for Hans Klok. You know...
You had him on the show once, didn't you?
He was here, Hans Klok, and he was here with... we had Magic Week on the show. It was a huge success. People were talking about it for days. And... he came here, and his assistant at the time was Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, and the tabloids and the internet went crazy afterwards, saying that Hans Klok and Pamela Anderson were having this big affair. And I was sitting next to Hans Klok, and I'm thinking, I don't see it. I mean, I don't know either one of them very well, but I'm thinking, I don't think there's an affair going on there.
Really?
I'm just saying. He's a hell of a magician, though, isn't he?
He does a lot of wild gesticulating.
Yeah.
It's a lot of big.
But there's more to it than that.
Bam.
Yeah, listen, when a chicken comes out of his pants, it's out. It's like, boom! I saw a guy at the Magic Castle once. There's a guy who works at Magic Castle. It wasn't a chicken. It was a goose he pulled out of his pants. I mean, a live goose. I was watching, because I was very cynical about magic, and I was watching this guy. There's two guys I remember at the Magic Castle. One guy, he had glasses on, a very talkative magician, did a lot of card tricks and stuff. And at the end, he went, and he pulled a live goose out of his pants.
Wow.
I went, well, that's impressive. Because that thing's been in there since he was doing the card tricks.
Probably so. It's a warm goose.
Yeah, that's...
My best friend Ed does a thing where he gets in a straitjacket and he has someone pick an animal card, and then he escapes from the straitjacket and then pulls a duck out of the straitjacket.
That was it!
Are you serious?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, it wasn't the goose in the pants. I just made it up because I couldn't remember properly.
Well, that's awesome.
That was it.
Yeah, that's my best friend, Ed Alonzo.
Really?
He's awesome.
That was him, Ed Alonzo.
Yeah, he's funny, right?
Can we get him? Yes. We should have
Nice.
another magic week. You could come on.
Please?
Yeah,
I'll
for the
do
whole
introductions for it.
week. Yeah, you could do the show. I could take a vacation.
I'd love to, man. Magic is cool.
No, I didn't know you knew the guy. That's right. He pulled animals out of his thing. I just made up the goose, the pants thing, but I was in the wheelhouse.
You're a little obsessed with pulling animals and things out of your pants.
Not so. The other guy I saw was a Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
I think he was Brazilian, very slow, and he did card tricks. He only had one arm. That's why I'm doing this.
Yes.
Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
I do.
Spectacular.
Variegated?
I mean, I had
remember
never
his
seen anything like this in my life. This is a guy,
Yeah.
he was doing these card tricks, and it was all magicians in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because they were watching it, and so do you go and see guys like that? You know, super talented magicians that nobody else knows about?
Oh, absolutely. I was
Yeah?
just there last night, actually.
Really?
We're doing another award show for the AMA, the Academy of Magical Arts.
Right.
And I'm sort of co-producing it and hosting that as well. Any interest in presenting?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Would you present? I would ask you privately, but now we're in front of like 35 million people.
I think your publicist has been lying to you about the show. Oh, yeah. It's not 35 million.
No?
40 million now. 40 million viewers.
40 plus?
Yeah, on the internet over time.
Only when you show that big heavy guy dancing on YouTube thing.
Oh, I love the YouTube. I do. Have you ever posted yourself dancing in your underwear on the YouTube? Because, you know,
Yeah,
it might
all
be
the
time.
time.
It might be time. It might be time.
You think so?
Now, have
that
you been back home to Albuquerque? Because you're from Albuquerque.
I
right?
am from Albuquerque.
Have you been to the Rattlesnake
And
Museum there yet? You haven't again.
Every time I'm on the show, you ask about the Rattlesnake Museum in Albuquerque.
It's the greatest thing that Albuquerque has to offer.
No, it's not. Albuquerque's an amazing... Are you sponsored by the Rattlesnake Museum?
I have received a T-shirt and cap. Yes. I have. As yet, no snakes.
No snakes.
No snakes.
I don't
as
think
yet,
they can
but
send them through FedEx.
I don't want them to send me a rattlesnake.
No.
Well, that would be horrifying. For the snake, obviously.
funny.
Yeah. Like, whoa, yeah, no, you wouldn't want that.
Last time I was there was for the state fair. I go
State
there
fair?
for the state fair. I've done that every year. Since I
Was
kid.
there, freak shows and stuff? That
There
kind of
used to be big
Really?
major freak shows,
Really?
but I think the politically correct 90s sort of took that away. I used to love that. Do you remember those?
With the freak show thing?
Yeah.
I grew up in Scotland.
Touche.
And I win. Yeah.
I saw a guy when I was a little kid, and his name was Popeye.
Right.
And he was a guy who had this weird ability, for real,
Right.
to open his eyes really wide, and then his eyes would get super wide, and his eyeballs would like pop out of the socket and shake, and then pop back into his eyes. It was
I
like
would give
Roger,
my right arm to be able to do that.
Roger
there's a-
Rabbititis.
You know, there's a woman in Maine that can whistle through her nose.
No kidding. She should have been in the show.
I know. Do you ever go and see more of the freak shows? Do you collect any freaky things yourself? Do you have any?
I do collect.
Do you really?
Sort of weird. I have. This is going to sound really creepy.
Right.
When I was
Great.
living in Albuquerque, some friend asked if I wanted a two-headed cow, and my curiosity was
alive
piqued.
or no longer with
These were my questions.
Oh, right, okay.
And it turns out, and no longer with like a baby sort of. Two-headed cow fetus,
Right.
like that would be in a big formaldehyde jug.
You have one of those.
And I bought it from him. And it's in my garage. And it's weird because at a certain point...
It's weird because it's weird. That's
Yeah.
because it's just flat plain
Absolutely.
weird.
Absolutely. But it's halfway finished, right? Because it's in this open jug of formaldehyde.
Right.
So you can't really get rid of it. You can't put it out, in the recycling bin.
I take your point.
And then it can't really sit in the living room because it's just very disturbing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Damien Hirst does all these
Hey.
sculptures, of terribly odd things in formaldehyde.
That's true.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
you
worth millions. and I don't
Probably,
even know.
yeah. There's suckers in New York could buy that thing for $20 million.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. I want to maybe put it in a cylinder and seal it, and then have it in the house. So I'm just worried that it's going to drop and break, and then not only you're dealing with broken glass and formaldehyde, but a two-headed cow fetus
yeah.
on the ground.
And that would be too much like the 80s for me.
Really?
I may have said too much. Tell me when the Magic Awards are again.
The Magic Awards are Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
The night before Thanksgiving.
And you're going to be hosting.
Great big old magic show, super fun.
America's premier magician, Neil Patrick Harris, everybody. We'll be right back.
The Naked Man works. This is going to revolutionize the one-night stand. This is like the forward pass in football, the slam dunk in basketball, the hair cutting technique where they hold it between their fingers and cut right above it. It's a total game changer.